Hey, I'm on time.
I survived the milkshake. Turns out that's not what made me sick. Can't wait to pull for the lady with the huge hat later tonight. Also, mind if I share a funny June clip from his last stream?
Huge hat, huh? Kinda wish I could raise one eyebrow with my model. Cause like, I got a sick, like, one eyebrow raise in real life. Thank you for the 8 months ironies. Glad that there wasn't the milkshake, and I mean, go for it. Which June clip? From last stream? Do you mean 2 streams ago? I wonder if my tea's ready to drink. I'll leave it for a little longer. Regardless, I should probably jump right into it, just because, like, I might have less time today than usual for no particular reason. It has nothing to do with the fact that I'm late by like an hour. Not that huge hat lady, the new one? I don't know what you're talking about. Wait, can I do like an eyebrow wiggle? Is that something I'm capable of doing? Wait. Kinda? It looks like I'm spazzing. Wait. Worth the shot. Oh, the silence from the game feels like it's judging me for that one, which is entirely fair. Oh, from June. Wait, hold on. Let me see. Not seeing any what? What do you mean not seeing any what?
No, Kiki Joanne Smithson. I'm not seeing any buttholes here.
I'm sorry? June? Oh, I think I had my internet audio on. You know what? The silence from the game was for that one clip, so we could hear it in its full Technicolor glory. I know it's audio, it's not Technicolor. Regardless. Interesting. Well, on that catastrophic night. It was around 9 o'clock that evening when I visited my neighbor and I took some tea with me as a gift. Oh, wait. Well, you know what? I will read it again. Because, you know what? It's been like, what, 4 days? I don't remember things. We had a heated literary debate over a nice hot drink, after which I went back to my room at around 11. Ugh, my tea was completely harmless. He couldn't have locked the door behind me otherwise, could he? Strychnine takes some time to have an effect on the body. People don't keel over immediately after taking it. The victim would have been perfectly able to lock the door after his guests left. The argument still stands. Okay. Oh right, arrow keys is not the way. Okay. WASD. Let's see... I guess I'll just press everything, because I don't think I have anything that directly contradicts what they're saying. There's soap! Don't know what that means yet. But there was in fact soap. Okay. Let's see. Oh yeah, I forgot that I changed the outfit. Were you and your neighbor good friends then? No, we weren't friends! Not at all! Not at all! Never, ever! Okay. A simple no would have sufficed. Methinks the Solseki doth protest too much. Which is ironic, given that protest had the opposite meaning in that play. Also, that poor hamster is... Wait, is it floating? It doesn't have feet. It's just... Huh. Or maybe it doesn't, it's just out of frame. Soap for maybe gas leak detection? Not that they know that. I'm sure it has something to do with that, but they don't know it yet. Then, why did you decide to pay him a visit? Mr. Shakespeare fancies himself as having great literary knowledge. As a fellow scholar of English literature, we find much to talk about together. So, like, kind of friends? When does he get his stand? When Sholmes gets his stand during the deductions. come now. No Nipponese could understand the finer points of English literature. Uh-huh? Yeah? Oh, this guy. Where's the leg? I took it. Because he's being a jerk. He's being racist again. I've confiscated his leg. That's what happens when you're racist. And on the night in question, that was the topic of conversation as well, I presume. Oh, hydrate. Okay, fine, I'll drink my tea. I got a steeping mug. I had one in the past, and then it broke. Not me, I did not break it. But it did break, so now I have a new one. It's at the good temperature. Not hot enough to scald my tongue, but not cold enough that I forgot it for 5 hours. You didn't know he was racist? Oh, most of the cast is kind of well, okay. Most of the British cast is kind of racist. Historically, quite accurate. But also, yeesh. It was the day of my last trial, when I was acquitted. I'd just arrived back at my lodgings, when I ran into Mr. Shakespeare, outside on the street. That was at around 6 o'clock. We exchanged one or two pleasantries, but it soon turned into a heated discussion. Oh yeah, wasn't it like one of those like Goku versus oh shoot, what's the one that's usually pitted against him? Superman? It's like one of those debates, if I remember correctly. Susato was secretly a misogynist. Absorbed too much of the toxic masculinity, I guess. Weirdly, most of the court was not misogynist. And you know what? W. Let's go. He was on his way out at the time, though. So I promised to visit his room that evening at 9 to continue our debate. But did I have ill intentions? No! Not one, not two, not any! Not at all! Was it Hamlet versus Macbeth? Honestly, probably. Never, ever! A simple no would have sufficed, I feel. Then tell the court what did happen when you visited the victim's room. Miso? Yeah, that's exactly what happened. Didn't have breakfast. That's what happens. You gotta have breakfast or you become racist. I don't know what's happening anymore. I'm tired. Hold it! A literary debate about Shakespeare's works, I think you said, didn't you? Shakespeare, a very worthy topic of conversation, I must say. Oh, yes, my lord. Romeo and Juliet. Oh, it was oh yeah, that's what it was. Romeo and Juliet, who was stronger? It was a profoundly pleasurable parlay. Hey guys, Romeo or Juliet, who's stronger? I think I said my opinion last time. Although I guess it depends on what your measure of strength is. The poison? Shoot, you're right. I guess technically that was the strongest foe. The knife? The dagger? I mean... Juliet from behind with the foldable chair? Juliet has knife skills. She could totally take Romeo in a fight. Well, okay, I think... Sequence of events. Juliet took the not poison. Then Romeo stabbed himself with the dagger. And then Juliet stabbed herself with the dagger. Romeo's kind of a dumb thug. Yeah, but he's also like, what was it? Juliet was like 13. So like, unless Romeo was taken like really off guard, I feel like, I don't know. I am weak as a twig, but I don't think I would lose to a 13-year-old. Power scaling Romeo and Juliet was not what you expected to happen today? Well, you know what? We gotta debate this, and then one of us has to like pass out from gas leak or something? I don't know. Anyway, I'll see you guys in court. They're both young to our standards. That's true. But Romeo was older than her by a substantial amount. Like, he was still a teenager, right? Like, older teenager, but he was like 18 or something, right? Macbeth power creeped both Romeo and Juliet? Shoot, you're right. You know what? You know who would power creep them even more though? The Fae Court from Midsummer Night's Dream. As silly as it was, they are the Fae, and I would not mess with the Fae. Teenage girls get a power boost when they get violent. Oh, you know what? You got a point. I did not account for that. Higher chance of turning feral? No, you're right. You're right. I did forget to account for the feral passive for being a young teenager who is going through puberty. Oh, Romeo was 16? Okay, still don't date the 13-year-old, but like, okay, he's younger than I thought. Romeo and Juliet are no longer in the meta B-rank characters. Exactly, if Midsummer Night's Dream is parodying Romeo and Juliet, then clearly they're the more powerful play. Oh shoot, more powerful play, Okay, I'm gonna move on. This is... power play? Exactly. Romeo and Juliet. Who was stronger? I know I'm going to regret asking this, but how did the debate go? Oh, well, we both agreed that we would reach a conclusion more quickly with a reenactment. So we battled it out in a Greco-Roman style, naturally. What? Mr. Shamsbury had all sorts of costumes in his room for just such a contest. So, when you say a reenactment, you mean you were actually in costume? He as Romeo and I as Juliet. And they were neighbors? And after a vigorous wild tussle... Tussle? I as Juliet came out on top! A victory I'll cherish forever! I dare not imagine the terrible scene of carnage. Why was Soseki Juliet? Because he believed that Juliet would win. Because he has experienced the, I don't know, the feral nature of... I don't know. I don't know at this point. Because he matches the physiological traits of a 13-year-old. No! Juliet is top. Juliet's 13! The fact remains that it was you who prepared the tea and took it to the victim. Correct. Oh god. I don't want to imagine Soseki in that context in any way, shape, or form, honestly. I boiled the water in my room and made a pot to take with me. I'd heard that he was too poor to have tea himself, you see. It's true. There was no sign of any tea leaves in the man's room. I wanted to do something nice, to be friendly. I'll never be nice again! So why is everyone looking at me with suspicion? My tea was harmless! Of course it was! And do you have any basis for that statement, witness? Romeo and Juliet with guns? Isn't there like a version of that? Like a movie version of that? I feel like that exists. I feel like I saw an ad for it as like a kid on TV. Yeah, it was like the two mafia groups or something. Hold it! Yes, there was not a drop of tea left in the victim's room anywhere, was there? That's correct. Anyone would think the fellow had never had a pot of tea before. Must have licked it dry. Which is a pity, because one drop is all we would have needed to analyze it for poison. Wait, they actually call the guns swords? Oh wait, did they like not change the dialogue or something? Because I do think that what there was, I don't know if it was that version, that there was a version of Romeo and Juliet where like the setting was modern, but like they didn't actually change the dialogue at all. So it was still in the early modern English. So they would have had to call guns swords. I don't know if it was that one. Oh, okay. So it wasn't that movie. That's wild. Draw your sword. Boom. Romeo and Juliet? We don't talk about that one. Wait, is that actually the one? Oh god, I hope not. And you say that you returned home to your room at 11 o'clock, Mr. Natsume. Yes, definitely. By heaven and earth, I swear it. Landlord was able to verify that, as it happens. He confirmed that the defendant went back to his room at 11 that night. And how was the landlord able to attest to this? He, said it was the lamps, I believe. Oh, yeah, you mean that thing that we hid from Soseki, so now he gets to find out that he's been, kind of spied on a little bit by the landlord? The lamps, Inspector. When tenants return to their rooms and start using gas, the lamps in other parts of the house flicker.
Yes, Mr. Garadeb seems to pay a lot of attention to the comings and goings of his tenants.
There's only one key to Mr. Shakespeare's room, I know that for certain! So he must have locked the door himself from inside his room! The victim has confirmed that to be the case, yes. So I'm right! My tea was harmless, completely harmless! If you take poison, you die! Everyone knows that! It's not that simple, I'm afraid. What do you mean? Okay.
Hold it!
This poor guy, he was in court like 2 days ago. And he's still, this is again not a crime that he committed. So this poor guy has been framed twice. Although in this case, it might actually just be misattribution rather than like actual like malicious framing. But who knows? Although the last one was also misattribution. Kind of, it was also an accident. Huh. Well, yeah, this guy's just really unlucky. How long does it take for symptoms to appear then? According to the coroner I was speaking to at the yard, about 30 minutes after the poison's consumed. Then the victim suffers violent convulsions, cramping and stiffness, and eventually dies from asphyxiation. Wait, what was that number? How long did you say? 30 minutes. 30 minutes? But he wasn't, like, dying. He wasn't convulsing and well, I guess cramping and stiffness, fine. So, there's a 30-minute interval between between when the poison is ingested and the onset of symptoms. There seem to be a lot of different types of poison in the world, that's for sure.
Oh dear. Death by poisoning again. It's always so awful.
Yeah, there's a lot of poison in these games. 30 minutes is a long time. Well, only if you think about it like that. Looks at me being late by longer than then. I don't know what you're talking about. That's assuming you don't have time blindness. Certainly, long enough for the victim to have locked the door behind the accused after he left. Okay, I can't argue that one. How's he still alive if he did in fact ingest poison? Didn't have enough of it? No. Which is weird because he did drink all of the tea and apparently licked it clean. But I guess they could just be like, well, we don't know how much poison was in that teacup, so maybe he, Soseki just screwed up and didn't put enough poison into the poison. I don't know. That's probably what they could argue, because we have no proof that there was even poison in the cup. Which is real fun. 1/48th of the time in a day. I'll just say half an hour is 1/48th of the time in a day now. 1/48th of a day. Anytime anyone asks me to do something. Well, you can't deny that. And it further degrades Soseki-san's alibi. I have the medical report from the doctor who examined the victim here, my lord. Spells it out, really. The accused is the only person who could have done it. Very well. The court will add this report to the court record as evidence. Okay, I can look at this now. Aha.
Oh, yes, I see it here. Delayed onset of symptoms.
Great. No, there must be something else in there. Hold on. What is in here? Ingestion of a small quantity of strychnine. Toxic effects present 30 minutes after ingestion. High likelihood of the substance having been mixed with the tea the victim was drinking, but no sample could be obtained for testing. The poisoning incident occurs at around 1:30 a.m. on the 21st of February. Assessed from the victim's pocket watch that appears to have been broken when the man collapsed after the delayed onset of symptoms. No container for the poison was found at the scene. 1:30. When did Soseki leave? Hold on. When? 11. Yeah, okay. Immediately.
Objection.
You'd look up strychnine, but that'd be very suspicious. You're absolutely right. That'd probably put you on a list. Mr. Natsume, you say it was 11 p.m. when you left to return to your room, correct? Yes! And Inspector Gregson, can we rely on the information in the medical report unconditionally?
Course we can. There's no problem with that report, Sunshine.
It's kind of funny because, like, I don't know if he means Sunshine to be, like, a degrading nickname, but it's just a very cute nickname, and I can't unsee that. Oh, interesting. Yeah, I know, in high school, we had a forensic science class, which I did immediately take as my optional science course because, duh, that's very cool. And, our teacher was absolutely on a list. Like, she even told us, like, anytime she went to the airport, she and her husband would have had to, like, go separately because she would be guaranteed to be pulled aside for additional search. You know, just the random search every time. Because she was absolutely on a list and she had to look things up for the class. Which is, kind of funny. Oh, Sunshine in this well, Sunshine, it's because he comes from, you know, Japan, so Sunrise Land and all that. That's, I believe, the in-game reason for that. But, like, it's just such a cute nickname. Actually, I think there's a very big problem. Because there's a chronological inconsistency between it and the defendant's testimony.
A chrono what? What are you on about?
Just on all this because of work reasons. Yeah, exactly. It would just take an extra 2 or 3 hours or something. According to this report, the victim must have consumed the poison at around 1:30 in the morning. And yet, the defendant, Mr. Natsume, left the victim's room at 11.
Ah,
and you did also say that the landlord verified the time, and you agree with it, so ba-ba-ba-ba-ba. Yes, that's right. There's more than 2 hours of missing time there. Now, don't throw up the chips. In other words... Oh, that's true. Addressing everybody as love. That's also just cute, you know? Although, I think that has kind of the same energy as, like, bless your heart or something, where it's like, it's not always nice. You gotta listen to the context and the tone. If there was poison in the tea that Mr. Natsume brought to the victim's room, how could the victim have fallen ill to it 2.5 full hours after the defendant left?
the Fae are actually involved. They were not appeased. The defendant's argument is entirely reasonable. How do you respond, Lord Van Zeeks?
Just drinking your sorrows away, apparently. Alright. A toast to your brazen disrespect. Pray forgive the discourtesy if my mind has wandered. Oh my god, pay attention! I was considering what cuisine would best complement the contents of my hallowed chalice this luncheon. Oh my god. This guy. Can I call this contempt of court? Is that, like, a thing? You don't think you've ever heard bless your heart used in a nice way? I think that it can be. It's just more I mean, if you are from the South, then I'm just making a lot of assumptions as someone who has not been in the South. Bless your heart, from what I gather, can be used in a nice way, but it is always sort of in a kind of pitying sort of way, like you do feel bad for someone. But sometimes it's a, I feel bad because they're an idiot kind of way. How could it have happened, you ask? Stop breaking all your glasses. I do hate to shatter illusions, but my Nipponese friend appears to be chasing a phantom idea. A phantom? A ghost? Is it so hard to imagine that the victim drank his tea after the accused had left? Yes? For example, at the time stated in the medical report. Yes, at around 1:30.
Objection!
I think that the teacups can prove that otherwise, actually. Mr. Natsume brought the tea with him to drink together with his neighbor. And in Japan, there is a well-known saying, drink tea while it's hot. Is that a saying?
Objection!
Oh. Oh my god, Duck is adorable! Wait, that's awesome! Drink the tea while it's hot? Well, yeah. I mean, in Japanese, I guess. I guess it's like, that's probably universal. Anywhere there's tea, it's don't let it get cold. And in my country, there is an even more apt saying. Drink the tea while it's cold. There is nothing more refreshing than cold tea. I think he just broke some convention somewhere. He's supposed to be British, right? Isn't this blasphemy somewhere? I could have sworn that in the, you know, the British tea code of conduct, it's don't let your tea get cold. Or God forbid, lukewarm. What if it's iced tea? It's not iced though! He didn't have the money for ice! The point is, if there was such a long gap, there may be other ways to explain how the victim came to be poisoned. Other possibilities.
What sort of possibilities, Counsel?
A gas leak that I can't say yet. But a gas leak. Well, for example, the man could have had another visitor. Another visitor. When this game take place? I think it's like late 1800s, early 1900s, somewhere around there. The weather's cold enough for them to fetch ice from the outside, but they didn't go outside because otherwise the landlord would have known. 1899. 1889 to 1900. Okay. And that's a very bold assertion, my learned friend, from someone who has nothing to substantiate it. Just like you have no substantial way to prove that there was poison in the tea, because there's genuinely no evidence for that. Like, you admit that there is no evidence for it. You're making an assumption. Anyway, them being hypocritical aside, that's also very par for the course. Or the victim could have taken the poison of his own volition.
You suggest this may have been a suicide, Counsel?
Objection!
It's just as likely. Mr. Shamspeare has categorically denied suicide. The idea can and must be discounted.
Objection!
Oh, buddy. But he could be lying! Buddy. I feel like the hamster could hit that desk harder than what you just did.
Is something wrong, Lord Van Zeeks?
I was listening to the sound of the carriage pulling up outside the courtroom. Oh god, your enhanced vampire hearing! Pray, forgive the discourtesy. Carriage? What carriage? Wonder how these British people evolved into latent British people? Oh shoot, you're right, because they canonically do kind of exist in the same universe. Did you know that in some of the concept art, they actually drew Leighton in, like, Ace Attorney style? And vice versa. But, like, seeing, like, tall Leighton is, like, kind of intimidating. Beside the point. It would seem that the key player in this case has just arrived. Oh shoot, it's the actor, isn't it? Oh? Who said that? Hello? Ah. Hold it! Out, out, brief candle! Life's but a walking shadow! Oh my god, he brought a spotlight. A poor player that struts and frets his hour upon the stage, and then is heard no more. Oh my god, he's so bright! Please turn off the light, it is reflecting off of you like high beams in the dead of night. It is a tale told by an idiot, full of sound and fury, signifying nothing. Oh god, he's radioactive.
Oh, sir, are you?
William Shamspeare, my lord. Alas, 'twas I, undone in my these bitter events. I am the victim. What's he doing here? He has a scepter. The prosecution seeks to call this gentleman to the stand. Well, he's already there. With his testimony, my learned friend's futile resistance will be utterly crushed. No, this is gonna be great, because it's gonna be so inconsistent with the evidence that we found. You're calling him as a witness?
Very well, counsel. I grant your request with interest.
Oh, how much does he have to pay? I know it's the other interest.
I'm curious to discover what the court shall hear from the victim himself. Too bad we can't get that from a murder victim. You know, who could possibly channel the ghost of a dead person so that we could get what happened from the horse's mouth?
That's impossible. Anyway. Happy am I, Shamspeare, to regale thee with my tale of woe, my lord. But I still have my own tale to tell. My own tale of worse woe. I can regale the court with a tale of my perfect innocence and perfect English. Who's that guy? The victim.
That will do, Mr. Natsume. Let the court now hear from the victim.
As long as he doesn't turn a spotlight on him again. Okay, that's fine. That's better. I'm okay with the neon green hair. Who are you? I mean, I know who the guy is in the sense of I've seen him around, but why are you here? Alright, so that's Mr. Shamspeare. But who's that other man beside him? Maybe that's where the latent folk descended from. That one guy. His 2-second cameo from the first game feels like forever ago. Wait, which guy? Oh, yeah. No, these two? They just showed up in the first game for no reason. Whole clock show!
Yes, I feel sure that we've caught a glimpse of that man before.
State your names and occupations for the court, please. Witnesses. A writer of words so sweet, they do scent the breeze. An inventor of ideas so profound, they compose the earth. The unrivaled poet, the unmatched scribe, William Shakespeare. No, you're not. Were the great bard to be recalled to life anew? Lo, what a magnificent man! Ah, there we go. Good fellows, I am he who ponders such a miracle, William Shamspeare.
Oh, name's Meterman. Meterman?
Meterman? Yeah, sure, I'll say Meterman. I assume that's the pun.
Adron B. Meterman.
Adron B. Meterman. Okay, it has something to do with meters. I'm trying to figure out if his first name is like a drone bee. Right, I forgot that his bag was a bee stinger. I just went, oh yeah, this is a mustard guy. No, I forgot he wears yellow because of the bee thing. A drone bee meter man. Oh. He reads meters? Well, it makes sense given that there was a gas leak. There's a bee. He has a bag that looks like a bee stinger. Like, we saw it when he ran off last time. I think it was last time. Oh, no, his chin jiggles.
I work for the Altamont Gas Company, East End Branch Office.
Ah, I remember now. It was yesterday on Briar Road.
Oh, yes, she's right. It's him. Bee-Man. Oh, what's this? Is the meter just soap? Don't tell me the meter is just soap. No. No! Because otherwise, what would he be looking at? What's that man doing over there? Looks like he's trying to see into Soseki-san's lodgings. Wait, is the thing on the soap a meter thing? Or was it a meter thing? Yeah, okay. There wasn't anything here, there's just an indent. Okay. I did take down a brick, but I mean, it looks pretty covered in that picture. He looks like he's trying to see into Soseki-san's lodgings. It's not Soseki-san's, but meh.
Is something wrong, Mr. Naruhodo?
Excuse me? Could we have a word? Boing. Ah! And there he goes.
Just like that one meme.
Yes, we spotted him outside Mr. Garredub's house that morning. Oh, I should probably finish my tea before it gets cold.
There we go.
And he's a gas company employee. What does he have to do with this case?
So, Mr. William Shamspeare, you are the victim in this miserable affair, correct?
Oh, heaven, no hell! Do you command me to remember? Nothing is worse than cold hot tea. Exactly. Lukewarm tea is pretty not great. That sweet poison that didst cross me and cross mine innocent lips. I subpoenaed him for the trial, with his doctor's permission, naturally. No, you cannot bring back the soup debate. Nope, we are leaving that under the bricks, where they will lie, a cask of Amontillado beneath the floorboards. Hearing the testimony of the aggrieved will remove any room for doubt from the jurors' minds, I'm sure. Soup debate, don't worry about it. Behold, you have only to rearrange the letters of my name to see that me's a seraph, an angel indeed. Uh-huh, be not afraid. I'm quite afraid. Thus be I, noble of mind, sweet of nature, and verily honest of heart, as all heavenly angels must be. I mean, do I bring up Lucifer, who was an angel at one point? Like, anyway. Because there isn't a less contrived meaning in your name. No, not at all.
The jurors seem to be very unmoved by this man, I'm afraid.
Oh, really? Why? They're actually taking this seraph anagram idea seriously. Oh my god, really?
Thank you, witnesses, for your illuminating introductions. And by that I mean put the spotlight away, please.
But my lord, what's the man next to Mr. Shamspeare doing here? The gas man, I mean.
What, me? Well now,
Allow me to enlighten my learned friend. You recall, I presume, your earlier impertinence. When you suggested that the victim had another visitor to his room on the night in question. And moreover, that the victim is a compulsive liar.
Well, he is a bit of a sham.
What? No, I didn't quite say that. I was just proposing the possibility, which has as much evidence as the poison being from the teacup, but... this young chin-stroke, don't say that, is here to controvert your wild claims, conclusively. Is that not so, Mr. Meterman?
hang on, no, I'm just here.
I'm just here!
I hereby call for your formal testimonies. You will tell the court as lucidly as possible what happened on the night in question.
One may smile and be a villain. Yes, it doth pain me, but let the truth be spoken, the truth of that wintry night of my discontent. Lucidly as possible. I think that the judge was trying to say spare the theatrics, but this guy just went full ham. I love how Popeye is just here. He doesn't know why he's here. He's just here. the snow lay about. My neighbor did cometh in the evening, bearing a gift of tea. But merry, bitter was his drink, and when he left I did fall prostrate on my table. Listen, just tell me you can't handle it. You can't handle the tea! 'Twas the tea alone did pass my lips that late hour, naught else. He doth fall what? He doth fall prostrate. So prone on the table.
I was outside this bloke's window in the freezing cold all night, keeping an eye on his room.
Why?
No one else visited his room but that short little round back the Eastern fella.
Why? That's weird, right? Wait, what did you say? You were keeping an eye on Mr. Shamspeare's room all night.
That's right. Of course, the bloke's window is all but blocked up, isn't it? But there's a little gap in the bricks where you can see into the room.
Oh, was that gap always there then? Why were the bricks there? Did he put the bricks there? Like, did he knock it out and put the bricks there, or was it like he noticed that there were loose bricks? I'm really convinced that he put the soap there now.
So I spent the night trying to keep my teeth from chattering as I peered in through that. The question is, sir, why?
Oh, freaking bobblehead, man.
Well, no, that's because he's on my list. You know about lists being Father Christmas and all that.
What a piece of work is a man! Wherefore wouldst thou not stare in wonderment? What are you talking about? This buzzing busybody hath not part in this play. I pray thee, pay him no heed, make no more ado about his tedious words. Look at this bee.
What'd you say about me?
Calm yourself. This court is concerned with what happened on the night in question. Nothing more.
Indeed, that is so.
And as the testimony we have just heard clearly reveals, there was no one other than the accused present at the time who could have carried out this crime. But why was he there? Wanna tell me the answer? No? Is that not an important question? Hey, so, I can attest that no one else went into the apartment because I was stalking the guy. Yep, you can believe me. #1 stalker. Like,
Well, I believe this may be the final...
don't you start, Father Christmas.
Maybe the final testimony of the trial. Now, counsel, the defense may proceed with the cross-examination.
Yes, my lord. Don't make me take back the Judge W. Alright. Let's press. I feel like it's not gonna be this one. Let's see if I can figure out which one to press first. Like, timing-wise, right? Did you finish the tea before or after? Let me stop you there. Mr. Natsume left your room at 11 o'clock. But it wasn't until after 2 that the poison made you collapse. That amounts to more than 3 hours of missing time. It's a different judge than the one you saw in Japan? True, but I did also say that the judge was great. This particular judge was... What are you doing? What in the actual heck? I mean, yeah, no, he would be more theatrical than Eggert, but like... I don't know what makes me more uncomfortable. No, Eggert Benedict made me more uncomfortable. This guy's just vibing. Eh. But yeah, like, in the previous game, I was just like, oh, this judge is actually pretty good. Like, he got rid of his racism real fast, so I was happy with the bare minimum. If the defendant had really put the poison into your tea, that 3-hour window of time is something you're going to have to explain. Gladly, 'tis an easy task. What? I did drink of the tea, not while my guest didst tarry, but after he took leave of me. Leaf. Faith, 'twas stone cold, but at 1 hour post midnight, verily were my lips parched. How would you— who checks the time when they go and drink the rest of their tea? Let me check the time. It's 1:30? Great, perfect. That's the time for me to drink my stone cold tea. That is tea drinking time. Come on.
Objection.
What time did I finish my tea? Apparently at around probably 7:55-ish or something, because I finished it like just a little bit ago. That doesn't sound normal. Nay, 'tis quite ordinary, sire, after all. Don't I do that when I stream? It's not 1:30 in the morning, and I don't look at the time when I drink. I just drink and forget about it. I don't look at the time. I drink when I remember my tea. If thou wouldst recall our fiery debate, amidst such argument, there'd be no time for fiery tea. Don't say that the tea is spicy. Drink and forget about it. Do I need an intervention? No, I swear I don't have a problem. Romeo and Juliet again, and who was stronger? Mr. Shamspeare, in summary, allow me to confirm. Did you not come here with the intention of naming your attacker? But of course, my liege. 'Twas the stooped lover of words did attempt to shuffle me off this mortal coil. Oh, we all know what that means. Jalapeno tea. Oh. Well, he's all up in our business. Acceptance is the first step to recovery. I am totally fine. Recovery. All I need is recover tea. Okay.
Hold it!
I hope there isn't jalapeno tea. That sounds mighty horrid. Anyway. So, you didn't have any kind of evening meal, dinner, supper, soap? Ha! Fie on luxury! Fie on gluttony! To eat thrice daily is but a waste of time! Sorry? I mean, I didn't even say breakfast. It could be 2. I would that my belly were full, no more oft than the sun doth rise.
Well, most heroic eating habits, I must say.
Night and day do I fill my hours with learned study of the great bard and playwright. I mean, he could have passed out from the lack of nutrition, right? Could we make that argument? Hence is it that there doth not in my chamber be then the... Oh, hence is it that there doth not in my chamber be then the costumes of mine art. I could not parse that sentence, holy crap. That would appear to be the case, as even a rodent was found starved to death in your room. Oh my god.
Now I think of it, it's not just food that was conspicuously missing from that room, is it? I don't recall seeing a single play or script anywhere.
For I have devoured them all! You... Huh? You've eaten them? Every word be within my skull. Didst thou imagine otherwise? Don't say devour. Alright, that wasn't misleading at all. Now, could you turn around, do you think? Which brings us to the conclusion that the only way the poison could have passed the victim's lips is in the tea. Okay, I guess they did find strychnine in his system, so I guess, yeah, there was poison. It can't have been from the hunger. But why would you say it was from the tea? You know? I'm just saying. There's no proof. Maybe it was in the freaking plays that he ate. I mean, he didn't actually physically eat them, but I don't know. Okay, can we find out why you did this? But the windows of that house have all been filled in.
A historical artifact of the now defunct window tax.
Yeah, you're right there, all bricked up horribly. But as it happens, there's a little part of the brickwork at the bottom corner that's been opened up. I was looking in through that gap.
Yes, there were a few bricks loose, weren't there?
And for some strange reason, a couple of bars of soap lined up on the ledge outside as well.
I don't like going around poking my chin in other people's business, especially on freezing cold nights.
Wait, what sound did I make that was cat-like? Wait, I didn't even intend on it this time. Oh god! Oh no, I'm transforming. My disguise, it's coming off.
But them's my orders, so that's what I'll keep doing. As long as there's breath in my body.
I did? Huh? Well, now I'm definitely going to, you know, like,
Yeah.
oh, very dignified bee. What's with all the theatricals today? It's contagious. Out of interest, Mr. Meterman, after the accused had left and returned to his own lodgings, did you see the victim leave the room at all?
No, he never left. He was in that room the whole time, as far as I'm concerned.
And we can therefore discount the possibility of suicide. How can you be sure of that? The police carried out a thorough investigation of the scene and found no receptacle for the poison. And since we know the victim didn't leave his room and hence didn't dispose of the poison's container himself... Oh, wait. Maybe that was in the soap? Huh. No way, I do want to believe this is an accident, but there is a world in which, I don't know, there is a possibility that it was in the soap. And that's what that indent was. It's clear that this was no attempted suicide. Only the culprit could have removed the receptacle.
Ah, yes. Lucidly explained, counsel. Thank you.
It really was. You can't argue with that logic. Well, I mean... What is your job? Why are we not allowed to know your job? You say a short little round-backed Eastern fella. So you can't be sure it was the defendant then.
Objection!
How many other short little round-backed Nipponese with a mustache do you think there are in London?
Well, of course. It's only a narrow gap and it was quite dark, so I didn't notice the mustache. But they showed up around 9, so I'm pretty sure of myself.
And when the person you saw arrived, did he and Mr. Shamspeare drink tea together?
No. No, sorry, I couldn't say.
Why not?
Because couldn't see into the room all that well, could I? What I did see was the silhouette of that little round-backed fella wearing a pretty dress. And the power alarm started come some kind of wrestling match. I tell you, I didn't know what to make of it.
Oh! You know, when it's described like that, I could imagine that he was really going through the I am not paid nearly enough for this.
I suppose that was the Romeo and Juliet championship battle getting underway.
Mr. Meterman, allow me to confirm one final time. Apart from the accused, can you state with certainty that no one else visited the victim on the night in question?
No question, Gasman's honor.
Why am I not allowed to know what your job was?
So that's the entire testimony.
What do you think, Mr. Naruhodo?
Well, I can't see any obvious holes at all, to be honest.
No. Oh dear. If nobody else visited Mr. Shamspeare's room that night apart from Mr. Natsume, I imagine the members of the jury will all conclude the same thing.
Right, that he's guilty. Well, all we can do is press these witnesses for more information and hope for a breakthrough.
Yes!
Okay, I guess I do have to... Was it really the one thing? This is the one statement I didn't press. It was this one? Okay. Oh god, no. I mean, listen, they didn't know they were being watched, so what they get up to in their private time is up to them. But like, I did not need to know it. To be clear, by neighbor, you are referring to the defendant, Mr. Natsume. Oh, indeed, sire. Perchance thou wouldst that I call him the man from upstairs. And at what time did the mustachioed Nipponese visit you in your room? Our meeting was promised for the hour of 9, and lo did he come to tender a gift of fragrant tea.
Details which are in accordance with the defendant's own testimony, yes.
And we were broiled in such a literary debate as history has not seen before. By which I presume he means,
Their discussion about who was the stronger, Romeo or Juliet.
I, Shakespeare, did play the part of young Romeo, whilst my neighbor played the fair Juliet. Each of us dressed as would our characters be, to bring weight upon our merry experiment.
I dare not imagine the scene. Please do not elaborate.
Frailty, thy name is woman. Okay, yeah, so we throw him into the Thames. Canst thou imagine how dismayed I was? Yes, I had heard of the Eastern art of jujitsu, but ne'er did I dream 'twould be a skill practiced by the comely maiden. Hey, Susato can rearrange that. You know, just a little bit of yeeting. What is he yapping about? Misogyny. Julia beat Romeo up. This is not helping our case. Yeah, but it was deserved, you know? I believe the court has heard enough about your earth-shattering literary debate. Perhaps you could reiterate your statement about the tea that the accused brought to your room. My liege, I am thy servant. Gladly I would do thy bidding. Shoot, wasn't this one? Wait. Huh? What? Whomst? You?
My lord! Goodness me, yes, Mr. Foreman.
Uh-oh. I think that they're gonna be like, oh, we're gonna proclaim this guy guilty now.
I've kept my mouth shut and listened up to now, but this has gone on long enough.
Yeah, there it is.
Are you all with me?
Summation examination time, because they freaking I feel like they shouldn't have this power to like decide when to cast their judgment. I feel like that should be up to the judge, but whatever. Are we to understand that you ladies and gentlemen of the jury are in agreement with one another? It's open and shut until you realize that what you shut was a case with holes in it. That you've reached a unanimous decision. Like, seriously, they have no proof that the poison was in the tea. Just saying.
Too right we have. Are you all with me?
Yeah. Wait, no, the defense is in the middle of a cross-examination.
To be honest, I was holding out a bit of hope for you, young man. Especially after you identified those few hours that followed the accused leaving the victim's room.
The proof is in the pudding. There was no pudding! This guy had no food. Unless you count the soap.
Yes, the 3 missing hours, as you put it.
But in the end, what difference do they make? None, as far as I can see.
And since that's now apparent, there's really no reason to delay our decision any longer.
Like I was saying before, if I don't take 5 bob homes with me tonight, the missus will blow a top. What's that? Sorry, I didn't quite catch what you said.
They don't need proof, they just need to be convinced. Yeah, this is why this is so flawed.
Very well, let the court be apprised of your decisions. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, you will state your leanings as to the defendant's culpability.
Guilty!
I hate all of you.
Guilty! 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 Guilty!
Oh, chat, not you too. All of you?
Well, it would appear that the jury is indeed unanimous.
Summation, examination time. So, this time at least, it seems justice will be done.
What justice?
All's well that ends well, as they say. This calls for a toast, I feel. To the guilty being punished. That wasn't him. That was me.
Get up, Mr. Naruhodo, please! The trial isn't over yet.
Oh, what do you mean, Mr. Sato?
What about the information I found in this encyclopedia of British law I have? That obscure right that belongs to the defense in these situations. Remember?
Yeah. A summation examination. Yes, that's right. We don't have a jury in Japanese courts, of course. But here in a British court of law, if we can reverse the decisions of a majority of the jurors, we can force the trial to continue. I should have done that muffled. This trial can't end now. He went to move up a thing that's not there because the outfit doesn't have it! Oh no, maybe I should switch his outfit back. Oops. Whatever it takes, I just can't let that happen. Okay, I think while the break happens, I'm gonna go and switch his outfit back very quickly. Because, that's gonna bother me, the fact that that animation still happens. Hold on. Oh, I guess it makes me save anyway, alright. Shh, it's fine. Don't worry, it's during an ad break, therefore it's invisible or something. I guess no special outfits because, Okay. Do. Hold on, Your Honor, we have to go do a quick change real quick. There we go, that's better. Alrighty, I'm gonna go and take a very quick stretch break, refill my tea, and I will be right back. Hello! Wow, wow, would you look at that? Our memory has corrected itself and he is now in the correct outfit. Anyway, whatever it takes, I can't let that happen. And now he can readjust his armband that he got from his best friend, his best buddy. History will say they were friends. The defense moves to invoke its right to a summation examination, my lord. Why am I not surprised at my learned Nipponese friend's inability to admit defeat? Slams foot on counter. You choose to cling desperately to some archaic rule you barely comprehend instead of accepting the truth.
Certainly, no other defense counselor in recent times has exercised the right to a summation examination.
Because they all know that once the jury's mind is set, it cannot be altered. Okay, but like, we've been using this for like at least 2 cases. Why is he in his normal clothes? I don't know what you're talking about. They were always normal. We've just corrected our memory. We had a discussion. I saw him adjusting his armband, but like there was no armband and that bothered me, so I switched him back. Hello. But yeah, no, Van Zeeks, what are you talking about? We won 2 cases because of this exact archaic rule that happened multiple times within the same, like, trial. Chronology is weird. Also, I like the tiny little ribbon in the judge's hair. Good for him.
Nevertheless, the right remains, and it must be upheld.
Oh no, I am dropping things. Okay.
The defense counsel's request is granted. This court will proceed with a summation examination, as outlined in the Encyclopedia of British Law.
See, this is why the judge is pretty good. You think people, yeah, you'd think people would stop doubting him, but the racism wins. Every time. Over in their minds. Thank you, my lord.
Are you and your fellows prepared, Mr. Foreman? Believe me, my lord, we know all about this young lad's tenacity. And we're ready for it. Very well. In that case, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, I hereby call upon each of you to state the grounds upon which you find the defendant guilty of the crime for which he stands accused.
Judicial findings. I can't wait for these totally unbiased views. Okay, I'm gonna say right now, probably the only ones that have a point are gonna be juror number 3 for sure. Cause like, I remember, he's the one who's most convinced by like, an actual like, piece of like, I don't know, theory or evidence and stuff. Like, he's the most easily persuaded. Juror number 2 is kind of a toss-up. The last 2 don't want to be here. Juror number 4, I have no idea. And juror number 1 just hates us. So, I'm sure it'll be unbiased.
Victor may not be well off, but he's a noble man and straight up. There's no reason to doubt the man.
Yes, very unbiased.
Well, I do declare the good gentleman has no reason to lie.
In fact, I think he's rather splendid.
Just look at the accused by comparison.
He's okay, never mind. They're all wrong! Never mind!
He's Japanese steeps all the while and has a mustache very fishy.
There's no evidence to suggest the gangling actor is a fraudsman. For now, at least. So juror number 4 is going to be the best out of all of them right now. That's such a low bar.
Ugh, I really don't care, lad. I just need this trial done quickly. 3 hours of missing time is nothing when you reach my age, you know? Nothing at all.
Cool, only one of you has a point. I knew it. Every single one of them seems completely convinced by not evidence.
It would seem that all the jurors have come to the conclusion that Mr. Shamsphere is a fine, upstanding, and honest citizen.
So all we have to do is tarnish his reputation. If you ask me, they've all been bewitched by his strange theatrical movements.
And sadly, nothing Mr. Natsume has said appears to have registered at all.
Well, here goes. Let's not forget. I pleaded with the jury on Soseki-san's behalf before, and it worked, so you never know.
Before we begin, It might be an idea for me to remind you exactly how a summation examination works.
No, I don't need to. I've done this so many times. Oh,
Well, you're still very new to British law after all.
that's true, I suppose. And Solseki-san's fate is entirely in my hands now, too. There's always a chance I might have forgotten some crucial detail. Perhaps I should hear Susato-san out. I wonder, should I let her talk me through it again, or not bother? No need! It's okay, we're doing a flashback. We can just, skip over this, you know? Because we're just reading through the notes. Thank you for the kind offer, Mrs. Sato. But I've been through plenty of these summation examinations already now. I think it's important that we don't delay the start any longer than necessary.
Of course, I understand. And I'm quite sure you're right. If you're confused by anything at any point, you can turn to me for advice whenever you'd like. I'll be here for you.
The key to this is really listening carefully to each juror's statement. I'm gonna have to press all of them so that I can get something to work with. Finding two— You just said you weren't going to tell me! Okay, finding two that are contradictory and pitting the corresponding jurors against each other. You just said you weren't gonna give me the tutorial.
Without further ado, please, counsel, proceed with the summation examination.
She's here until she's not. It's okay. We have Iris, and Iris is also incredibly reliable. She and Shelms are the only ones who share the brain cell. That guy's just chilling back there with that smile. He's gonna catch flies with that thing. Alright, let's press all of these.
Hold it!
Alright, why? Well, there are plenty of people in London who seem noble but poor. Couldn't some of them also be liars?
I've no doubt about it. Like that shaky client of yours, for example.
Absolutely not. Mr. Natsume's no liar.
Look, the point is, the only thing that passed the victim's lips that night was that Japanese man's tea. We take the ass man's testimony into account as well, the truth couldn't be any clearer.
Well, that is alarmingly logical. Why didn't you say that? Okay.
But let me be frank here.
That's not your name.
I'm a gentleman, with a gentleman's values. If it turns out that the old Shakespearean chum is a rotten lie after all, I'd gladly change my decision about the defendant. And I'm sure my fellow gentlemen on the jury would do the same. Isn't that right?
Well, yes, perhaps, though I don't see it happening.
What's that? Elderly gentle the end here, you know? You'll have to speak up. Look, I really don't care about all this nonsense, I just need this trial to be over.
How many gentlemen do we actually have on the jury, then? Alright, sir. I may hold you to that. Don't forget what you said. Oh, does that get amended here now?
Right, if you can show me that the victim's a liar, I'll reconsider my position.
Okay.
Hold it!
Why do you think he's splendid? Are you saying you believe the man to be trustworthy because he's rather splendid?
Oh, no, that's not what I said. The point is, the man is the victim here. What reason would he have to lie? And yes, he is rather splendid.
So you say, yet again.
Meanwhile, the man who stands accused behaves so suspiciously, it's exhausting to look at him. I'm afraid he's not splendid at all.
Splendid logic there, madam. Thank you so much. Cool, so she's gonna be useless. Hi, you're racist! No, not one of those things is a reason to find the man guilty.
But he is fishy. There's no point dancing around the fact. He's Japanese, he has a mustache, and he stoops. You see, you arrive at the conclusion in just 3 steps. 3 steps, like a waltz, in fact.
You know, the more I think about it, the more this trial seems like a dance. Yeah, just when I vouched for you, Juror 3. I thought that you were reasonable. You seem to be several steps ahead of yourself, though, and you're on the wrong foot. No, there's nothing but circumstantial evidence here. There's no actual proof of the defendant's guilt. Also racism. Although I don't think that particular counterpoint will fly in this particular time period.
But the victim's version of events is backed up by what the big-chinned man next to him says, isn't it? 1, he saw the Japanese man there. 2, he saw no one else. And 3, he saw the Japanese man there.
What 3? That is the same.
Oh, there's another 3 steps.
No, it isn't!
Well, this really does seem more and more like a waltz, doesn't it?
Oh god, they gave him a quirk. Right, and the prosecution will waltz its way to victory if I let you speak much more. Racism practically counts as evidence in the 1800s. Ah, shoot. For now. Hey, do you know something? Do you work in the theater? Please, ma'am. A fraudsman? What do you mean by that, madam? Please, please, please give me something to work with. Give me something. It really is a most tiresome problem for the company. Most irritating. Oh my god, do you know him? We can be absolutely certain that a customer is stealing from us, but without hard evidence. We can't even threaten to take action for fear of being sued. I'm sorry, you've lost me a little there. Who are you? I'm the wife of Augustus Altamont, owner of the Altamont Gas Company. Oh!
Good gracious, Altamont Gas, you say?
Gas is the future of energy in this country and around the globe, but proper handling is essential. As I'm sure our employee from the East End branch office would be the first to agree.
Absolutely, Lady Quimby. Gotta be used properly. Altamont Gas is the best in the world, of course. Please don't fire me.
The bee thing. Oh my god, Queen Bee. Oh, that's why.
I think we may have solved the mystery of the bow from earlier, Mr. Naruhodo.
Right, he bowed in deference to his employer's wife, did he? So, would I be right in assuming that the reason Mr. Meterman was watching what Mr. Shamspear was up to in his room? I'm afraid that there's no end to the lengths that the population of the East End will go to in order to steal our gas. Oh, okay, so that's like, I see. I guess I just kind of took that to be like tan or brown or something, but no, that's yellow. Huh. So I really have no choice when the company identifies someone as a possible fraudsman. But to dispatch a worker to watch the suspect day and night. We're very thorough in our investigations. Like a bee. So you mean Mr. Shamspear is... I wouldn't come out and say it in public. But you can finish that sentence with a grubby little gas thief.
Oh, look at her umbrella. It's a stinger.
It has poison in it. No, it wasn't her. Probably. You have noticed the public gallery in here, have you? The eye of man hath not heard, the ear of man hath not seen. Got that a little mixed up. Faith, wouldst thou wound me with thy words, were I to let them penetrate the skin? Oh, well, she has an umbrella stinger. Careful that. But seraphs hear not insults, only choirs of angels in song. We may not have evidence yet, but my workers won't stop buzzing around you until they find it. And when they do, you will find yourself blasted back to your angelic hides in an Altamont gas explosion. Okay, that's a threat. Of violence. Ma'am, you don't want to say anything, that might incriminate you here. So, Mr. Shamspear has been stealing gas. I wonder, juror number 4, if you wouldn't mind adding that information to your statement. My pleasure. Was it the bit about ripping that thief apart you enjoyed? I mean, I did, but, probably not necessary. A little before the part about abject violence if it's not too much trouble. Yes, of course. This could be it. This could shift balance. Hey, you know how he was an upstanding citizen? He ain't! Alright.
Objection.
Specifically branding your gas explosion in your thread is a bad move. Yeah, no, that's actually very true. But hey, it's a very effective gas. Just, you know, for all sorts of things. A multi-purpose thing. One of those is explosions. Those two statements clearly contradict each other.
Gracious. To whose statements do you refer, counsel?
Juror number 1.
What are you yelling about, lad?
I presume you've heard juror number 4's statement, made by the wife of the owner of Altamont Gas.
Well, yes.
The victim, who you claim to be a noble, straight-up man. This murder brought to you by Altamont Gas. In fact, turns out to be a common thief.
So the good lady says, but there's no evidence, is there? You and I both heard them say as much.
It's true, we don't have evidence as such, just yet. But the claims aren't baseless, you know.
What?
You heard me, seeing as this operation has already been compromised. I would suggest that the court hears testimony from our East End branch office employee over there.
I'll do whatever you say, my lady. Gasman's honour.
Okay. Juror number 1. You say you're a man of your word. If I could show that Mr. Shamsphere was a liar, you assured me that you would reconsider your decision about the defendant's guilt.
Yes, I did say that. And as a man of honour, I'll do it. And as I'm sure the other gentlemen of the jury will.
Me? Oh, well, yes. Now that we found out the man's a liar, perhaps we ought to consider the matter further.
Well, if I'm perfectly honest, I haven't heard half of what you've all been saying. So if this means you'll recap a few points, that would suit me down to the ground. Oh no, I'm not having any part of this. I want this trial over and done with.
In that case, I shall change my leaning. Slay Queen.
So, Mr. William Shamsphere, that is your real name? We of the jury demand to know exactly what kind of a man you really are.
Thank you. Appreciate you, Queen. Wow, that judge looks angry. That's 4 jurors. 4 for not guilty. Can't wait for that to happen again later.
Yes, Mr. Naruhodo! Victory!
Oh, I can't wait for this to happen again later because there's absolutely not going to just be one summation examination. Come on. Let's be real.
Hora! Hora! Well, this is quite extraordinary, I must say. As a result of the defense's summation examination, the jury's leaning has changed.
Hello! I also have tea. I could probably drink it now, actually.
Now only 2 jurors say guilty, whilst 4 say not guilty. I therefore declare this court to be in a state of disaccord, and order the trial to continue.
Yeah! Screw you, Van Zeeks. Yeah, there it is. You've spoiled the bouquet, Mr. Shamsphere. Oh no, now we can see no evil. The ladies and gentlemen of the jury now find they are unable to trust you, the victim. I've waited too long drinking it now will hurt my case. Oh shoot, you're right. I need to wait until 1:30 on the dot. No, it's fine. Oh, this might actually be too hot.
Ah, it's too hot! Ah!
Oh no, now he can hear no evil. But you gods will give us some faults to make us men. So God mend me, I do swear. This gas man speaketh that which concerns him most, not but gas, not but thin air. Aye, it burneth bright a while, but it hath no substance, and it doth reek foul.
Hoy, what did you say? Do I take it, Mr. Shamsphere, that you deny the allegations of gas thievery?
Most heartily, my lord, hast thou forgot? I am as a seraph and angel.
noble of mind, sweet of nature, and verily honest of heart.
Oh, you flowery-mouthed, pompous beanbowl. Just 'cause I haven't got the evidence yet.
Mr. Shamsphere, if, in fact, you are not noble of mind, sweet of nature, or honest of heart, if you are a liar, then your testimony should have no sway in this courtroom. Oh, he is suspiciously quiet.
It is my considered opinion that at the present time, no other possible culprit of this crime has been identified. All testimony heard by the court thus far heavily implicates the defendant. In short, it would not be unreasonable at this stage for me to rule on the case.
What? But there's no evidence! Oh no.
However, in light of the fact that the jury has expressed concern about the fidelity of this witness, I believe it would be inappropriate for this court not to pursue the point further.
Okay, you're scaring me, Judge.
Objection!
Don't be a sore loser. I assure you, my lord, that would be a waste of the court's time. The gas in this case are unrelated. Juror number 4. Yes. Didn't you say before that although you had no hard evidence to prove this man had been stealing gas, you have strong grounds for suspecting him? That's right, we do. Don't we, worker? Yes. Yeah, judge is on my side. Thank goodness. Like, that's the thing. This judge has absolutely been pretty fair and hasn't been swayed by Van Zeek's tantrums.
Absolutely, Lady Queen Bee.
Queen Bee.
Gasman's honor. Very well then. We will hear your testimony now. You will tell the court precisely why you believe the victim, Mr. William Shamsphere, has been stealing gas. Yes, my lord, it will be my pleasure. On the ultimate gas name, I swear.
If I may, my lord.
Go ahead, madam.
This worker's testimony may have a significant bearing on the good name of my husband's company. Therefore, I should like to take the stand alongside him in a supervisory role, if you wouldn't mind.
Oh yeah, sweet as honey. Yeah.
Okay, at least you're happy about this. Maybe it's great working conditions, I don't know.
Very well. As an exception, I shall honor your request.
Thank you, my lord. See, now that you've decided not to be a juror... I mean, to be fair, last time a juror was found kinda guilty, so... I don't know. You do have a motive, so it's like, were you actually trying to explode the man? Who knows?
You wait until the boss gives you an earful. Oh, it's gonna sting you, mark my words. So, you will both testify before the court on the subject of the illegal consumption of the Altamont Gas Company's fuel.
Yes, is that clear, my good man?
Clear as Altamont gas, my lady, which is the clearest of the world.
Alright then. Do you think the gas has gone to his head, Miss Susato?
I think the man is just a very dedicated employee, Mr. Naruhodo.
Nothing like staking out a slum at all hours of the winter night for good working conditions. I don't know. Maybe there's like compensation or something, and he volunteered. The heck if I know. He just seems very enthusiastic.
Proud to be the milk company's East End branch investigator and meter money collection agent.
It's not even his boss. It's his boss's wife. That's true.
Altamont gas meters accept threepenny bits, each coin giving customers about 2 hours of gorgeous gas.
And yet, the meter in Mr. Shamsphere's room didn't have a single coin in it. Was it in the soap? It was in the soap. The meter doesn't appear to have been tampered with. Though, and the collection agent has the only key. Oh my god, wait. Wait. Is he making molds of coins from the soap? And using that to pay the gas? Oh my gosh. And then, like, it would eventually melt. And that's why there was liquid underneath the gas meter. Okay. Interesting. Coin on a string? I don't think so. I think because, like, there is a suspicious, like, hole on that soap.
Somehow, who's using all the flaming gas he wants without paying a penny? That's not thieving, what is?
Yeah, I think that's what it was. I mean, desperate for gas? It's what powers the light and heat in the dead of winter. I can imagine being pretty desperate, actually. Pray forgive the discourtesy. The irrelevance of this testimony caused me to turn to my hallowed chalice. What if it's ice or wax? I don't think he has ice. I genuinely don't think he has that. Soap is probably cheaper. Because, like, snow is one thing, but I don't know if he's gonna be able... I don't know. Wax, I don't think so. I don't know why it would be soap, like why he chose soap, but it does feel like the most likely thing, just because that right now is the most probable reason why this is here. So cold you wouldn't open a window? Yeah, I guess so.
What do you mean by that remark, Lord Van Zeeks?
Please stop. Does this count as contempt of court? Like... Did the mustachioed Nipponese poison the gangling excuse for an actor, or didn't he? He didn't! That is all that should concern this court. And yet now we must listen to this abhorrence. Just because you're too narrow-minded to see how this could possibly connect. Clearly, what separates the vast British Empire and your Eastern Island nation is more than geographical distance, as you have made your opinion very clear. But this could turn out to be crucial testimony. The cross-examination must go ahead. You want to talk about a waste of good wine? There it goes. Do what you will.
Lord Van Zeeks appears to be in a violent mood. He just killed someone. He threw a bottle at their head, and they're being taken to the infirmary.
Yeah, they just need a drip of the tea to test for poison. And you know what? That tea was steeped in Solsaki's room. They could probably get the tea leaves from there. Just saying. Yes, he does. An attempted poisoning and an incident of gas theft with no supporting evidence. It's true that they would appear completely unrelated at first glance. But I wonder. The truth tends to be buried in the most, unusual places. Like soap! And the first step in uncovering it will be to establish just who and what this man really is. What is he? A strange creature. Alrighty. Okay, what should I, in theory, press? Maybe this one. This one might be it. I don't know if I can prove the coin thing yet, because that does feel a little bit like a leap. So, all London houses that have a gas supply are fitted with these gas meters, are they? They're the latest model, the height of technology, developed by our company, Altamont Gas. And anyone who uses our gas will have one of these meters in their property, yes. So if a 3p coin gives 2 hours of gas, most people would use about 3 coins in a night. There were 3 bars of soap, weren't there? What is she doing as a witness? Supervising. Maybe we'll defend Van Zeeks, maybe. Hey Van Zeeks, have you committed a crime? Oh right, you've been throwing wine bottles at the peanut gallery. One of them's about to sue you.
Bit more than that usually, if they have both gas lights and gas stove, that is.
Thinking about it, Soseki-san doesn't have a fireplace in that room of his, does he? Some people still choose to use candles, of course, and only have gas for heating.
Ah, yes, I do remember seeing candles in Mr. Natsume's room, actually.
And how does the money in the meter get back to you at the gas company?
And for 3 days, gasmen like me visit properties on the gas supply and empty the meters of coins.
I must say, the design and manufacture of the new meter cost the company an awful lot of money. But happily, it did put a stop to people not paying their dues, for the most part. Because they have to pay in advance, you mean? Yes, exactly right. Okay, not that one.
Hold it!
There was only a soapy residue. Clean, because it has to do with soap, probably. Out of interest, how long has this been going on?
Weeks and weeks he's been pinching gas off us for ages. And you've examined the meter in Mr. Shamsphere's room, I take it?
Naturally, we took it off the wall and went over it with a fine-tooth comb. And found nothing suspicious at all, I presume. No, I'm afraid we didn't. Which is exactly why I demanded a new type of meter to be produced. One with an indestructible lock. The Shamsphere Special. That sounds like it would have cost an awful lot of 3-penny pieces. But even after all that, the rascal's meter was still empty.
I'll never forget the humiliation. When I opened up the money box and found it bare. You what? I said, you what? The look on his face, that smarmy smile of his. Pulled the meter straight off the wall and took it back to the office. But you know what? Nothing.
Oh, hey, you don't need a— it's fine, you're good.
Not a trace of it being jemmied open anywhere. Not a single sign. And what's happening to my salary as a result? I'm down by 3 shillings a day, that's what.
Life-threatening situation. In a number of ways. Incidentally, what became of that meter?
Nothing became of it, I still got it.
Hand it over! I want to investigate! Oh.
Right here.
No wonder they call you Meter Man. Oh, that's why— is that why we saw it? No. Cause like— wait, hold on. Why is it still on the wall? Right? Did he get it later? When did you grab this? I mean, I'm happy that you have it with you, but no wonder they call you the Meter Man.
I think it would be prudent for the court to sequester this item while the trial is ongoing.
Don't we love it when people just take evidence? I can't really throw any stones. I took the teacups. Definitely. Although, at first glance, there doesn't appear to be anything unusual about it. Actually, I don't think we took the teacups, because they did, like, investigate them, so I guess we just made note of the teacups. Let's move this along, shall we? Continue with your testimony. Though I would say it has as much value as the contents of that meter.
Oof.
Okay, holdeth the phone. I need to investigate things. Did I ever investigate the teacups? Oh my god, I never investigated the teacups. Which one is Natsume's? So this one obviously had a tea line, like a water line in it, a stain. This must be the cup that Mr. Shamsphere was drinking from then. It's stained on the inside.
Tea does that, I'm afraid. Even green tea.
Oh, really? I've never noticed before.
You've never noticed?
Well, I never leave it in the cup long enough to leave a mark. I like to gulp it down. Drink tea while it's hot. That's the Japanese way, isn't it?
Oh dear. So many seem to have the wrong idea about our culture, and most of them are Japanese.
Yikes.
This is the teacup from which Mr. Natsume was drinking.
Yes, unlike the other one, the inside of this cup is completely clean. It's completely clean.
I suppose he must have drunk the contents before the tea had a chance to leave a mark.
I always gulp it down too.
Sorry, Mr. Naruhodo?
Well, if you just sip it little by little, it goes cold.
Clearly, I shall have to instruct you in the proper way to take tea.
Okay. That's actually not good for us. No, the chips don't mean anything. Is there anything else? I don't think so. There's nothing else here that's really pertinent that I can see anyway. Oh, wait. Okay, you can see that it has been drunk from, though. That is true. know, even if you drink tea quickly, oh god, I've lost the ability to speak. Even if you drink tea quickly, I feel like, I don't know, it leaves a mark no matter what. Because of the residue. It's a little weird.
Quickly.
Okay, let me take a look at this. Is there soap? Oh, buddy, did you guys miss this? Oh, what's...
Have you spotted something, Mr. Naruhodo?
Just here, there's a little hole. Do you see?
Goodness, you're right. I wouldn't have noticed.
It's not a very neat hole, is it? Not professionally made, I'd say.
So, you think it might have been opened up by Mr. Shamspear?
Possibly. It seems the people at Altamont Gas must have missed it somehow.
Well, it certainly seems to go all the way through to the inside.
Yes, but there's no way a coin could fit through there. No, but soap can!
That's true, but even so, it seems more than a little suspicious.
There's also wax on here? That's a very sturdy looking padlock, isn't it? There'd be a ton of residue? Yeah, but if you look at the picture, there was residue underneath the box. We never tested it, I guess.
And the money box is sealed with beeswax, too.
So if Mr. Sholmes were to get up to any mischief, he'd be found out immediately.
Mr. Naruhodo, mischief of that kind is not the sort of thing that Mr. Sholmes would—
Yes, he would. You know you didn't finish that sentence, don't you?
Well, anyway, it's understandable that the gas company would want to safeguard the money that's rightfully theirs.
But it does feel a little over the top, perhaps, doesn't it? He freaking would. They know this. Not even to steal, just because it's funny. Is there anything else? No, that's actually it. Interesting. Alright. Inside the box, can't open it. It's locked. Nothing we can do. But also, it hasn't been tampered with, huh? So about that, I'm sorry to disappoint you. But you've got some holes in your statement, and also this box. Lady Altamont, I'm afraid to say that this meter clearly does show signs of having been tampered with. What?
Get away! I've been over and over that thing.
Clearly not.
I'm telling you there's nothing wrong with it.
In that case, what do you have to say about the small hole that's been made at the base of the coin box?
Oh, what?
Right, you're quite right. There is a little hole there. You're right, he's been over but not under it. The meters aren't supposed to have that. None of the others do. In other words, we can assume that Mr. Shamspear secretly opened up this hole himself. Yes, I wouldn't be at all surprised. But why?
Yeah, why? I mean, it's tiny. You couldn't get a farthing through that.
Lady Altamont, I wonder if you could give the court some more details about your meter design. What sort of details? Well, what I'd specifically like to know is how it differentiates coins. That is a very important question to ask. How does the meter tell the difference between different coins? What do you mean? Well, for example, if someone were to put in a 1-penny coin, that wouldn't work, presumably, would it? No, of course not. So, well, how does the meter know that the coin it's been fed is a threepenny bit? Ah, I see what you're getting at now. If the coin tastes like soap, clearly it's a coin. It's clean money, you know? The meter tells coins apart by their shape and size, which includes their thickness. A threepenny bit is about 3/4 of an inch in diameter, you see. Other coins just won't fit. Ah, I see. It's clearly been very well thought out. It's laundried money!
The witness will amend her formal testimony with that information in case it is pertinent.
As you wish, my lord. Okay. Wait, so can I present the soap now? Am I allowed to do that now? Am I allowed to make that commit? Wait, no, I don't think I... Wait, hold on. Maybe I need to investigate it very quickly. Am I allowed to? Oh, look at this bar of soap. There's a circular depression on this side, about 2 centimeters across.
Or 3/4 of an inch. Ah, do you think?
Yes! Yes! Okay, new dialogue! We did find the soap at the scene, didn't we?
Yes. Yes, there were 2 bars on that little ledge just outside the window. So we took this one. But I'm sure that when we first found it, there was some sort of reddish medallion in the middle there. I remember it clearly.
Oh, yeah, okay, I'm not imagining it. Yes, but there's no sign of it now. Where could it have gone? We did it, we found it. You better come clean now, Shamspear!
Objection.
Also, I will finish up this statement and I might have to wrap up. Let me just confirm something here. If the diameter and thickness were to be correct, the meter would accept any object as if it were a threepenny bit. Is that correct?
Yes, that is correct.
Well, by something of a coincidence, while we were investigating in Mr. Shamsphere's room, we found a particular item that matches the dimensions perfectly. Something the same size as a threepenny bit. What was it? The item in question is this.
What? Have you been inhaling gas? That's a bar of soap!
Flip it over. It certainly looks nothing like a threepenny bit, I must say. Looks like I'm gonna have to point out exactly what I mean here. Well, I mean, we have established that they don't look at the bottom parts of things, so... There we go. There's that funny... Oh, whoops, I forgot to present it.
Yeah, it's a perfect circle, I would say. Almost 3/4 of an inch in diameter.
Unlike something else we've been talking about recently, ha ha ha.
Mr. Nuthold, it's the part of the soap you need to show the court. Yes, I know.
That was my bad. Haha! One brain cell. You have to turn over the soap to see what I mean.
Are you referring to that round depression in the middle of the soap there?
That's right. A depression that's approximately 3/4 of an inch in diameter. Or, in other words, almost exactly the same size as a threepenny bit.
Get away! Does anyone here present have in their possession a threepenny bit? Quickly now, hand over your coins, ladies and gentlemen. We will not be giving them back.
Sounds rather like a highway robbery, doesn't it?
Thanks to a kind member of the public in the gallery, I have here a threepenny bit. Now, to see if it fits.
Egad, a perfect fit!
My word, it couldn't be more snug.
Yes, as I suspected. This, without a doubt, is a vital clue to explain how the Altamont Gas Company is being defrauded.
Well, I don't believe it. Oh, look at her skirt. Good for her.
So, your assertion amounts to what? That some inferior bar of soap has a tentative connection to the theft of gas? Yes. The depression in the soap was clearly made by a threepenny bit.
I must concur at least that pushing a coin with some force into a poor quality bar of soap such as this is a remarkably simple way of replicating the coin's shape. Then you could use, well, some melted wax or something to pour into the mold.
Oh wait, no, you could use snow and ice. I forgot, that makes the mold, not the coin. I'm dumb.
You can make fake coins in no time.
This brings all the pieces of the puzzle together. It's the method Mr. Shamsphere has been using to steal the gas. That's the missing link. And now, if I follow the chain of thought, it's going to bring me to a new explanation for what happened that nobody's considered yet. But this is all nonsense. If the man had been making fake coins, my worker here would have found them when he emptied the meter.
Quite true, Lady Altamont. In the absence of some black magic that could make them disappear.
Oh, have you realized?
Oh, have you finally decided to put on your logic glasses?
Okay, I'm gonna stop being mean. I see. That's what we're dealing with, is it? There's one form of black magic that could cause the fake coins to disappear into thin air. Yes. Science! Exactly. And the meter here gives it away. What on earth? There are remnants of the magical method used visible on the gas meter taken from the victim's room. Oh, beeswax. Okay. That is your assertion, counsel. The defense will identify these remnants for the court at once. I unfortunately don't have the oh no, do I have to? No, I can't save! No, yes I can. Okay, I unfortunately do not have time to continue for today. I want to reward their good behavior for picking up the brain cell, but unfortunately I am 4 minutes late. So I will throw you guys at someone as quickly as I can. I'm gonna yeet you guys at full speed. I'm throwing you at Sayu. I don't have time. What am I streaming next? I will be streaming on Thursday, hopefully earlier like I planned to today, but I will be back on Thursday because I have something to do tomorrow. Thank you guys so much for hanging out. I unfortunately cannot stay. Bye-bye! Throwing ya! Let's go! Yeet!